Hello everybody and welcome back to the Sparkling Autos YouTube channel. So this week I'm going to be reviewing the limited edition Halloween kit from Alien Magic. And I know Halloween was last week, however these products are still available on Alien Magic's website. And as you're about to see, pumpkin or no pumpkin, they're actually worth using any time of the year. So what do you actually get in the kit? Well, first up is this microfiber wash mitt. Now I could read the description off their website, or I could just tell you that it's very big, very soft and does the job. So next up is the pH neutral grapefruit scented iron fallout remover. Hopefully it just performs as good as it smells. And then we have the pumpkin spice and orange fragrance shampoo, which as you can see here smells quite nice. And lastly but not least is their quick detailer, which is an orange scented ceramic quick detailer which can quickly and effortlessly remove smears, smudges, fingerprints and light dust from your paint, glass, chrome and trim. First up, as with any detail, is to do the wheels. Now for this we'd normally use a dedicated wheel shampoo, but for the purposes of the test we're just going to use the fallout remover with a little bit of the Halloween shampoo in the bucket, just to help the brushes a bit with the cleaning process, as you're about to see. Now I did spray the fallout remover quite liberally, as you can see, and then I just left it to do its thing for a couple of minutes while I get on with cleaning the tyres. And yes, scrubbing your tyres is an important job, because if you want to put a dressing on the tyre, you need the surface to be clean, just like any other surface you're applying a finish to. And it's not the most expert job in the world, you just need a good APC and a good hard tyre scrubbing brush, which aren't expensive. This one cost me £3.50 and the APC I'm using is Bilthamber's Surfex HD. This is definitely one of those jobs where dedication comes into play. You're not going to get it done in one go, you just need to keep going at it until you get white froth out of it. And now that the fallout remover started to react, I'm going to give the wheels a quick scrub. So this is a wheelbarrow brush from SGCB, and it's for cleaning the wheelbarrows. Barrows? No, it's not for cleaning wheelbarrows, it's for cleaning wheelbarrows. Next up, wheel arches. So go in here with a bit of APC again and the giant toothbrush, which is actually the long handled Vicon brush. Very soft brushes, very good for doing wheels and arches and things. And then we get its smaller brother, the short handled Vicon brush. Another very soft brush, perfect for doing your wheel faces. Now we'll do a more extensive wheel cleaning video down the line, where I'll go into a lot more detail with all the different brushes I use and how and when to use APC and stuff like that. Now we'll move on to a small detailing brush, just to get in around your wheel nuts and in around the small sort of corners and between the spokes that the softer brushes don't get into. Now one place people seem to forget about is just in between the tyre and the rim. Could be a real dirt trap depending on the design of tyre. Does no harm to go in there with an old toothbrush and just scrub it out. Give the face another quick wipe over, and then just before you're finished, just hit the tyre another go. And now you're ready to rinse off. Now for the next clip, I just really wanted to demonstrate how effective this fallout remover can be. So I've just sprayed it onto a dirty wheel, left it to dwell for about 3.5 minutes. I've obviously sped the footage up, and then rinsed it off and just let you see the difference before and after. So there we are, that was 3 to 4 minutes dwell time. Give it a good rinse off, and then we can look at the before and after pictures. Let's say we can call it a successful test. So now we move on to the pre-wash stage. Now Alien Magic have some very interesting snow foams, different colours and funky smells and things like that. Unfortunately I don't have any of them, so I've just used my Built Amber Auto Foam, diluted at around 50ml to 450ml of water. Now you'll notice something I've mentioned before about how I like to apply the snow foam, and just nice slow motions from one end of the vehicle to the other. You see some people waving the lance around like they're waving a flag after a battle. There's just no need, you're just wasting energy and you're wasting product. Don't forget, while your phone's dwelling, this is your opportunity to go around, do all your window seals, your door handles, badges, really any tight area you can't get your mitt into. And when it comes to rinsing the product off, just as when you're applying it, take your time, nice and slow. I like to go from the bottom to the top, that way I can see exactly what I've removed. Next up is the shampoo. Now the first thing you'll notice when you use this is the smell of it. I'm not one who normally goes for scents and gimmicks, but there is something about the smell of this that does make it particularly enjoyable to use. Even more importantly is the fact that it's actually good at cleaning the car. It's very slick, it removes the dirt with little effort. Yep, very good shampoo. You'll notice I use a different cloth for cleaning the glass. I'm actually just using the bug removal side from a generic wash mitt from a budget store. I just find it's very good for really scrubbing at the glass, getting those bugs and things off. So what about the pad that comes with the kit? As you see me, oh look at that, a two-handed one, wow. Yeah, pad's good, glides along the surface, holds plenty of water, does what you need from a wash pad really. Don't be alarmed by the lack of suds here, that's just because it's taken me that long with videoing to actually get around the car. There was plenty of suds when I started. So once you've washed the vehicle from top to bottom, time to get on to the rinse stage. And again, as with the pre-wash, you don't want to rush this stage. You want to take your time, make sure all the soap and suds are off the vehicle before you come to drying it. Last thing you want to do is get any contamination on your drying cloth and then spread that around the rest of the car. You'll see here the effect of a good glass sealant. That's going to be a video coming up very shortly. I'm going to do the second part of the Mini's winter preparation, and that'll be on how to properly prepare the glass for sealing. Another quick tip I like to use when rinsing the vehicle is just gently pull the handles out and rinse in behind them. Now we're in the drying stage. Now this cloth is one I bought from County Detailing Supplies called the Dreadnought. I don't know, I don't make up the names. Very good cloth, very plush. This is actually the first time I've used this cloth and I must say I was very impressed with it. One bit of advice to anybody not familiar with using a drying towel is to make sure you dampen the towel first. It might sound counterintuitive, but a dampened cloth will dry more than a dry cloth. I find the easiest way to do this is just go around to your glass first and then the cloth will be prepped and ready to use. From there you can just set it onto your paintwork, gently pat it down, lightly grab the two corners and slowly pull the towel towards you. Some people don't like dragging, some people just like to pat dry. It's up to yourself. I've been doing it this way for a long time and I've never had any marring issues. Of course, in typical Northern Ireland fashion, as soon as you finish drying the car, it rains on you. So I've now had to proceed to bring the car into the garage just to dry it off again. Sure, why not? Another thing I'd like to mention while we're here, some people question whether a 2 bucket or 3 bucket method is really necessary. Well, as you're about to see here,
This is the bucket from washing the wheels, just 4 wheels and wheel arches on a vehicle. You imagine using the same bucket on a regular basis to wash your car. Look at all the contaminants that are in here. You don't want to be spreading that over your paintwork. And then this is the rinse bucket of the 2 buckets you use to wash the car. So this is after washing one panel, putting the cloth back in here and rinsing it out, and that's what it does to the water. So if anybody questions if a 2 bucket method is necessary, I think this demonstrates that yes, it is indeed absolutely necessary to use at least 2 or 3 buckets. Thankfully you're almost done listening to my voice, as we've now reached the finishing stage. Now this is arguably the most enjoyable part of the process. When you finish the vehicle off and you step back, that's when you really appreciate your efforts. And it's using finishing products like this that give you that deep gloss and that nice slick feeling that really lets you know that that time and effort wasn't wasted. So what about the product we're using here? Well, it's not just a pretty smell, it's actually a very pleasant product to use. Just spritz it lightly over the panel, spread it over with one microfiber, and then buff it off with another one. And a good tip on that is something you'll notice here. I use 2 different coloured cloths, one to spread the product across and then the other one to buff it. It's always a good idea to have a dry cloth ready for buffing. So final thoughts then, I must say I'm very happy and very impressed with these products. And I would highly recommend, although Halloween's over, it's just limited edition packaging. The products themselves are worth buying. The kit is still available on Alien Magic's UK website, and I would highly recommend heading over to the website, have a look and see for yourself. I'd just like to point out, this is not a promotion from Alien Magic. This is actually the first time I've ever used Alien Magic products in my life. It certainly won't be the last. I did just want to clarify that this is an independent test. I paid for these products out of my own pocket, and I would do again. So the final thing I wanted to mention here was the glass. Now the detailing spray is safe for use on glass, however, because as I mentioned earlier my glass is sealed, I don't like using glass products or cleaning products on the glass. I just use a mixture of roughly 250 parts water to 1 part ONR. But again, this is something I'll go over in more detail when I do my glass sealing video in the next few weeks. So don't forget to subscribe if you'd like to see that in any future videos, and don't forget to like this video as well. So that's us. I'll let you look at the end result, and thank you for watching, and hopefully see you in the next one.